I came out as transgender early 2015. Wearing feminine clothes when I was younger it almost felt like I was being forced into drag. I finally started to feel right with my decision to transition when I lost my brother in 2014 to suicide. Today my longtime friend Daisy is coming over. She knew me when I was Emily.
We kind of rekindled because it was a time where we haven't seen each other for some time. I guess I kind of want to break the wall when it comes to certain questions.
So how do you feel about yourself now?
My grooming regime is about 15 minutes. My experience of growing facial hair was really slow at first. It took me about 3 years solid to finally get everything to start coming in. I'm a 30-year-old trans man. I love it. It's like my favorite feature right now. Sometimes cisgender men don't enjoy that I can grow a beard better than them. Well, my body dysmorphia growing up was mostly around my first puberty. We call it first puberty because it's almost like going through puberty again with hormones. I was trying to hide everything under a sweatshirt and some baggy jeans. I just didn't want to be seen anymore. This is what I'm gonna wear too. I came out as bi first to my friends in high school. Then when I graduated and I was ready to start telling my siblings and my parents is when I came out as a lesbian. I finally started to feel right with my decision to transition when I lost my brother in 2014 to suicide. It made me self-reflect on what my own happiness was and what I was exactly doing. My dad I was really afraid of at first because he has a lot more of a expectation and standard in life. I actually wrote a letter and left it on his bed. When I woke up in the morning, I was sitting at the couch in the living room and he came in holding the note and I immediately started bawling and he sat in the chair next to me, grabbed my hand and just said that I don't care what your identity is, I just don't want to lose another kid. And that meant a lot to me that he just wanted me to continue to live on that happiness because my brother didn't get to. My partner is Adriana and she is a trans woman.
I think he's definitely in a stage now in his transition where it's not so much about what he's presenting as. He's definitely, like, I feel has pushed back so many feelings that he just wasn't ready to talk about.
Are you excited for Daisy?
Yeah, I haven't seen her in so long.
Today my longtime friend Daisy is coming over. She knew me when I was Emily. I'm really going to open up about how I felt as a teenager with Daisy and I'm really excited and nervous about how that'll go.
Growing up, I knew Barnaby in high school. When I finally found out that Barnaby was transgendered, I was living in Chicago at the time, and so was he. We kind of rekindled because it was a time where we haven't seen each other for some time.
Daisy!
We started talking and recapping of what was going on in our lives at the time. He was talking to me about transitioning. I guess I kind of want to break the wall when it comes to certain questions on that.
I remember you somewhat dating, possibly, or having interests in certain people throughout high school and some of college. What was that like?
I didn't really date at all in high school. There was always the crushes that would come out to me and I would find nice ways to let them down without outing myself. Deep down, felt my identity was more lined up with what I was going to eventually become, a man.
Mm-hmm. So how do you feel about yourself now?
I'd say I relearned a lot of bad habits of what I think is expected of men. So I felt really strongly about growing a beard or like dressing a certain way because I didn't want to be misgendered either. I am now realizing I don't think that's what it takes to be male or masculine on the outside.
I feel like overall, obviously, having a good image of yourself is what promotes a healthy head. Looks aren't everything. Creating that balance with yourself is the important part. It's just more so how you feel mentally.
I definitely think that I am Needing to be less attached to how I want to look.
What I admire most about Barnaby is the resilience he had to endure, the possibilities of a large population just coming against him for hating what he is. For him to go through everything he's gone through so far, it's admirable.
As a trans person, mental health is so important, and I feel like we all reflect more on what we're physically showing everyone. A message I would like to give to young trans people is don't give up, please. I almost did so many times, and I'm so thankful I didn't.